So it's Monday evening. This is the first day that our first full day at the inn, cleaning all day and preparing the meal and serving dinner. We just finished Mass, and Andy is here, and he's going to tell us a little bit about his experiences today. So, what did you end up doing today?
Today, I was responsible for, in the morning, do a little bit of prep cooking for the meal this afternoon. Did a lot of organizing, moving boxes up and down, really just helping out the people at the inn, getting their basement and their supplies organized for the most part during the morning. And in the afternoon, when we had the meal, I was fortunate enough to be a server. I got to serve all the guests that come in, and it was really neat because I got to interact with each of them in a different way, and it was really great. It was like a big community, a big family, and everybody knew everybody, and they were excited to meet me as much as I was excited to meet them, and it just was a really warm feeling being able to serve them.
What was your favorite part about today?
My favorite part about today was I spoke with one of the guests in particular for a pretty substantial amount of time, and she kind of told me her story and told me that they have been, her and a friend of hers have been like in and out of different systems and stuff, and they're just kind of down on their luck, and they kind of fell off the edge, the wrong part of the edge, and she was really excited and moved by talking to me. That's what she had said to me, and before she left, she made a point. After she went to the door, she came back up to me and said thank you and said God bless you, and gave me a big hug. It was really warm to feel that, to know that I maybe made a little bit of a change or a little bit of difference in their lives.
Were you scared at all? This is the first time you served a meal. A lot of the other people on break got to serve yesterday. What were your thoughts going into the service?
I was a little nervous.
Yeah.
I mean, even from the beginning of this trip, I was a little apprehensive about coming here and about what we were going to do and the people that we were going to deal with and work with each day. So there was a little apprehension there, but all in all, once I got into it, as soon as the first guest came in, and I sat them down, and they smiled at me, and I smiled at them. Everything that I was ever worried about went away. So it was a good feeling.
We've been talking a lot about St. Francis while we're here on the trip. What strikes you about either the story of St. Francis or the Franciscan way of life that you've been introduced to here?
Well, this is a great question because when I didn't know much about the Franciscan way of life, nor did I know a lot about St. Francis Inn. I didn't know it existed until we came on this trip, and until recently I only got basic knowledge of Franciscan living. But from what I can gather, their way of life is giving back and giving to the giving without receiving. Giving to the people who can't give, and who seeing Jesus in everybody. And no matter what what feelings you have, and I feel like I can really identify with that and with that way of thinking and that perspective. I've really found myself in my element here. Working with different people and being able to give to somebody on that level without expecting anything in return is really moving for me. And as far as the Franciscan traditions and the life that they lead, it's incredible. Just the idea that somebody can give up their entire life, to serve these people who are unfortunate, find themselves in unfortunate circumstances, and just in general, a life of service. And for most of us, it's hard to even fathom that. And fortunately for us on the spring break trip, we're getting a taste of what that feels like for this week, but we can't even begin to grasp on the generosity and the faithfulness that these people experience.
You started talking about the spring break group, the group that we're with. Have you seen anything changing about your fellow students and friends that are on this trip with you?
Well, besides from the energy being increased every day. I think we're all getting along really well for our first couple of days, and I can see a lot. I'm fairly close with a lot of the members of our spring break group, and I can see differences already in their way of thinking and their way of acting towards people, and their acceptingness and their willingness to serve. In some cases which you wouldn't expect beforehand. So it's nice to see kind of like everybody embrace this experience that we're having and we're fortunate enough to be a part of.
Great. Finally, we're here in the chapel of the St. Francis Inn. You want to talk to us a little bit about the chapel? You want to
Sure.
take a little tour?
Yeah. The chapel is really interesting. One of the brothers here, to my knowledge, did all the interior designing for the chapel. So it's got really like a southwestern setup here in the middle, and I like it a lot. It's really laid back. It's really relaxed. It's just got a couple different chairs here, some places for everybody to sit. It's really warm, really comfortable, and I think it really identifies with the Franciscan lifestyle and the Franciscan way of living. I guess over here there's a small room that's back, kind of like a nook area, and it's what they call the meditation room where the tabernacle is held. And that's a wonderful spot as well. I'm sure before the end of the week I'll be able to spend some time in there to enjoy the benefit of just being able to meditate and think about all the experiences that I'm gonna have this week.
Great. We thank Andy very much. He's a great leader and a great example on this trip, and we are blessed to have him here. And we look forward to spending the rest of the week with you. Thanks.
Thank you, Juliet.